All right, guys, we're here to kick off the previews with Ron Zilla. Ron Zilla, we're going to talk about John Cena versus Brock Lesnar at Wrestlepalooza. It's announced to be the main event of the inaugural Wrestlepalooza. What do you think of Wrestlepalooza heading into ESPN, the vibe of WWE? Kind of out of nowhere. We know why they're doing this, to go against AEW, but throwing this as the first main event of the ESPN era. What's your overall thoughts on that, Ron?
Actually, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. They've got Lesnar in the main event for the first ESPN PLE. That's interesting because, obviously Lesnar has the past with ESPN with being a UFC fighter and all that.
Yeah,
it frustrated the hell out of me, man, because now, I want to watch the shows every month. I got to pay $30 a month. It kind of frustrated me because I've got Peacock. I've been following them since the network. It's like they need to it'd be nice if we just stick to one service, It's kind of frustrating, but do what you got to do. And it's quality content at least. And I still love watching wrestling. So I'll pay it maybe at least for a bit, as long as I stay happy,
Yeah, they get some gimmicks out there. If you get like cable, like Xfinity, it's included. If you you might want to look at your cable provider. If you have a cable provider, it may be included. I know YouTube TV is not included yet, but it's soon to be, they hope, or something like that. It's all contracts and logistics, but I think the sticker price of $30 coming out of the $7.99 Peacock version is a little annoying, but I think it won't be as bad because this app will become more available through other providers. And it's just annoying that it's like you got rid of cable because there was so much useless bullshit. But now it's streaming. It's like straight to you. But now you got to keep up with the streaming. It's like as much as fucking cable was back in the day. It's all a gimmick, bro. You know how it is.
Right. Yeah. So I haven't had cable in like 15 years. So, but the amount of streaming services I have to watch wrestling is kind of ridiculous, Just bring back the WWE Network, $9.99, the most easiest, user-friendly app there was. I freaking loved it.
The interface was easy. It was perfect. It was the good old days, But these guys have seen some good old days as well. Last night on SmackDown, they showed part 1 of the history between these guys. Now, I think they had a massage a little bit to kind of juice it up because you wouldn't think that Brock Lesnar is one of John Cena's historically great opponents, right? It's like you think Orton, Punk, Edge, Styles. I would even, honestly, personally, I would think of The Rock before I would think of Brock Lesnar because Cena and Brock have never really had that big 4 PLE match. It was Extreme Rules. It was Backlash in 2003 that I went to in Worcester, but it hasn't really been, well, besides SummerSlam, right? Where he squashed them in 14 minutes or whatever, but there hasn't really been that big billboard match besides the SummerSlam one. So I get they came up together and it was instant oatmeal for Brock Lesnar. And then it was kind of, you had to work on that for John Cena to get him up top. What'd you think of that video package?
Yeah, I agree with you. When you think of Cena's top rivals, Lesnar to me isn't one of the first ones I think of. I do think of him down the line. Cena's one of those wrestlers like The Undertaker. He's feuded with so many different wrestlers, but as Undertaker as well, you think of certain wrestlers first. And Lesnar isn't one of the wrestlers I think of first with feuding with Cena. But I get it. They're juicing it up, just like you said, their whole return thing. I like it though. It's cool. We know it's going to be great. We know it's going to be really good. And hopefully Lesnar doesn't rip his tights during the match because I don't want to see any of that.
Personally, I got on black right now. If you would like to share, I got black underwear on in case if my pants get slid, there's no reveal. It just,
okay. No surprises.
No surprises there. But yeah, I just love Brock, like in a way where he can just go off script like that. And it just feels organic. Like,
oh yeah.
I wouldn't call him like a naturally charismatic microphone guy. He's extremely charismatic in ring mannerisms, like wrestling. He's top notch charismatic, but like verbal skills, he's just, remember he came back in 12 and he went back. He's like, I'm not doing this. Get me the job. Get me Heyman. It's just like, he doesn't feel organic or comfortable on the microphone. But last night with our truth, it was the same song and dance in a way, but what'd you kind of think of that? I thought it was some levity that Brock is serious when the bell rings. He can have some levity in his gimmick.
Right, right. It was kind of a weird promo that they had going on. I couldn't really tell what they were going with there, and it almost seemed like some of it was improv. Did it seem like that to you? It seemed kind of weird. And I think Lesnar repeated a couple times, like, where, do you know where John is? It just seemed kind of strange. But I like how Lesnar is having a little bit of character. He's having fun. And like you said, he seems he's super comfortable in the ring. And on the microphone, he's never been the best, but he's got that aura. He's got the
That's
charisma. Just
for
the figure of him is there. You feel his presence. But I love anytime him and Truth interact. I do love that.
because remember the boombox, he broke him with the boombox and the Money in the Bank. He like legit made him laugh. Like
Yeah,
he had to stop, and he's just
yeah,
like, "Hey man, like this guy's killing me."
that
Like
was good.
that was good. So it didn't get to that levels last night, but there was still like some humor that worked with it and whatnot. So I
Right,
like our
right,
truth, but it's just our truth is in a weird spot where his presentation, bad guy, good guy, mirrors John Cena's in a way,
right.
which is kind of cute. But then again, our truth is really just like a cute guy. He's like in his early 50s. He's not going to go out there and give us classics, but for him, he should be in that levity role, right? So,
I think it was a little bit of lazy booking. I like it because I love our truth. He's
yeah,
hilarious, but I feel like they should have just stuck when he shaved off his dreadlocks. It said, "I'm Ron Killens." He should have stuck with that, kind of like a tough guy, and just maybe had a world title run or something. But you flip flop like Cena,
I don't
and
even think he
it's
had a
it's
match as Ron
entertaining.
Killings. He didn't have a match as Ron Killings. He was just
I
doing
don't,
running.
yeah, I don't believe he even did. No, I think we all thought he was
Crazy.
gonna, but it just didn't happen.
Hey, hopefully he made that money, right? Like that's
Yeah,
the be all end all. They brought him back on a whim, and
right.
hopefully he got some cheddar out of it. So
That's
hopefully
what it's
there.
all about.
All right, John Cena, trials and tribulations, right? He's back as a good guy, but he's got that tinge of goofiness in the Rumble, that tinge of like unseriousness. He goes to the heel runs, he gets extremely serious, and love it or hate it, I thought it was like a 6 out of 10. I thought it was effective enough, but I thought that it made him wrestling wise boring. But wrestling wise, he was not winning a match at all since 2018, 17 in a singles match capacity. So he's going to go on this final run and he's going to be in all these main events and he hasn't won a match. So from that aspect, I felt that the heel turn was necessary and effective. He had a few good promos with it, like the pipe bomb. A few promos with Cody were pretty good. The Orton stuff was pretty decent, but the character work was kind of lazy in one lane. But now that we're here and the accelerated version, Cody turned him face, then he's back. He's had two excellent matches, SummerSlam and then at Clash in Paris. What's your pulse on John Cena with 8, 9, maybe not even 10 appearances left, but a handful of matches, if that left?
Right.
What's your kind of overall feeling on John?
So the whole thing is, so I'm an OG wrestling fan. So I was back then when they were shoving Cena down our throats and when everyone first started turning on him, I was with him, because there was too much Cena. We could all agree it was just too much. And then when he went away for a little while and came back and the fans started cheering, so did I, because I love seeing him again. They used him a little sparingly. The heel turn I thought was like a fireball. It was so awesome at first. I was so excited, so unexpected, and it just fizzled out week after week. It got worse and worse. Then it got awkward, and then he turning face before the brawl with Cody Rhodes was so
Yeah.
strange to me. That was so strange. I'm gonna respect you now, but let's have a street fight or whatever. It's just very, very unusual booking. But as you probably know, most fans know that all the stuff behind the scenes, I guess, had something to do with it, with Rock and all politics or whatever. So the angle went wherever it went. But I love Cena. I think he did a great job with what he had on the heel turn. And I think, yeah, like you said, the past two matches have been great. And I think this is going to be a great match too, man. And he's having fun. You could tell he's having fun out there.
Before, like I alluded earlier, where he was kind of corny and dorky and like toes just tipped in when he first returned.
Right.
Now you can feel like he's kind of feeling it. Like I
Yeah.
only got a few more of these left. I'm gonna go out there and fucking have fun, give it all I have, and I'm all in. And I'm kind of mad at myself for saying that this is gonna be it, right? Because he was just so checked in and checked out he was all business before. Like the Theory match was boring. It was a house show match, right? He was just going through the motions before. And
Right.
it really, in my opinion, it hurt him character-wise, not from like the legacy John Cena aspect, but
Hmm.
from the main event guy, John Cena. He
Yeah.
didn't have that street cred anymore because he was losing, he was uninterested, and you could just tell he was just punching his card in, punching
Yeah.
his card out, and wanted to make sure he was safe for Hollywood. Now he feels a little bit more organic now that we've seen him most of the time, and I'm ready for it. I haven't been like the biggest John Cena fan, but I've always respected his game, right? And I wasn't super excited for the run because of where he was at as a character. But I thought that right now, Super Cena is back full circle, and he can go out there and be Super Cena in the ring organically, and it's not forced, and he's all in. I'm kind of here for it too. I would be a little bit worried about this match, but it is Brock and it is Cena. It's the main event. It's ESPN.
They're not gonna allow a bad match to happen. You know.
Yeah, that's kind of where my gut is, right? I would be a little bit nervous about it, but your sentiment is true. They're not going to allow it. It can't be. It has to be.
Damn right, damn right. And Lesnar, I was looking at some information. He's got a 4-2 win-loss record against Cena. So even
Okay.
if Cena picks up this win, it's still Lesnar seemed to be the winner of the feud that they seem to have over the years. But yeah, Lesnar won 4, Cena won 2 times, and I don't believe that's counting the early 2002 matches that they had, like on SmackDown. And
All right. So let's think about that, right? So I know that the backlash in 03, Brock won.
yeah,
Brock won at SummerSlam 2014. Cena won at Extreme Rules 12. And what are the other, like they would have to be TV matches? Do you have them in front of you?
well, no, I didn't write down. Well, yeah, you said the SummerSlam, right? And then you said
Yeah.
the backlash from
Is
early
that
on.
just one-on-one matches? Because I don't know if they've been in multiple or
These were just one-on-one matches. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. 2 were on SmackDown,
Okay.
and one was Extreme Rules. It was
Yeah,
an Extreme
12.
Rules. Yeah.
That's when
And
Brock returned.
yeah, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
And that
not the
match was
best with
probably their best match.
dates.
That was their best match,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, remember that was Lesnar busted Cena up on that return, right? Like
Yeah,
hard way with the elbows.
Brock.
Oh, that was brutal. I remember that.
Yeah, and then I think he got busted up too on the stairs or some bullshit. That match was low-key crazy. That was a good match. I
That's
want to go back and
right.
rewatch that before this.
You're right. That's a good idea. Lesnar did that. He ran and jumped off the stairs and did just hurled his body, man.
Over the top rope. Yeah, he was a madman because we weren't sure we were going to get. It's been 8 years. Like he's been in the UFC, but I just thought the aura that he brought that night. Really, he sailed for the rest of his career off what he brought that night, man.
Damn
So
right.
interesting. I'm curious. Someone in the comments drop where that other win was. I'm curious when it was. I wonder if it's disqualification or whatnot. I don't
I
remember. I don't
believe
think it
I believe it was a disqualification. You're pretty good. I'm pretty
was,
sure
okay.
it was either a count out or a disqualification win. I don't
Okay.
remember the what it was, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read.
All right. So there's at least one pin for Cena and at least 2 pins for Brock. If it's early in Cena's career, I'm sure Brock pinned him and it was, no harm, no foul on like a SmackDown or something, right? So
Right.
interesting, interesting. All right, Ron, we're kind of at the end here. Cena's 5 matches left, if that, right? Brock returning. Who knows what the run's going to be, but he did sign a new contract. So there is going to be an investment there. Who needs this win more? And I don't think Cena needs it, but if they're going to do something special with him on the final run here, he could be building up the wins. Like he beat Logan Paul, he went on that run and won all those matches in between, so they're not afraid to give him wins. But what do you think win-wise? Do you think they kind of pull the yoke on Brock again, make him lose right away to see where he's at attitude-wise? But what are you thinking? What do you think?
That's a good question because I was thinking about that right before we hopped on here. And yeah, Lesnar, I don't know if Lesnar's getting another run. I'm guessing he's going to be on top again. So it makes sense maybe if he
Yeah.
picks up the win, but he doesn't need it. And clearly, then neither of them really need it. But I think Cena going out in retirement, tip the hat, let Cena get the win. We know it's going to be a hell of a match. Hopefully, there's no shenanigans where they both knock each other out or something.
Yeah.
With, but I think Cena will pick it up. But as far as who needs it, I don't think either of them need it.
Yeah, that's neither. That's the best point there. No one really needs it, but I think Brock could kind of use it. Yeah, I think that there's an interesting path too, where like Brock's a merchant. He ended Undertaker's streak, and now he wants to end. He wanted to end Cena's title reign when he was Super Cena. Now he wants to just end Cena's career. He's like all about the accolades. He's an attraction. Right. You know, he's kind of that's what he's going to be. He's an attraction, right? When I show up, there's a different feeling, and I got that different feeling because I take things away. So I can want him to kind of take Cena's career away. And I don't think that's kind of a bad spot for him. I think that's an interesting spot. All right. Like Brock Lesnar, John Cena. You are optimistic. I'm a little nervous about it. I'm not going to lie. Even though you got me kind of settled, but I am a little nervous about like a lot of moving parts, a lot of rust, age. Like I'm nervous about this one. I'm not going to lie a little bit, quality wise, right? So
Lesnar's a farm boy. That dude stays in shape. They're going to beat the hell out of each other. Mark my words. I remember we talked about the Gunther Goldberg match, and I called out that Goldberg was going to take a hell of a lot of chops, and he sure did. So I think these guys are going to beat each other down.
Cena's going to take a shitload of suplexes. That's without a doubt.
Damn right.
All right. Well, I got Brock. You got Cena. We'll have to see Ron.
That's right.
All right. Ron's coming up. Check him out on TikTok. Ronzilla. He's going to come up and do some Chronosos for us as well. So he's going to be in the mix here on the no-so. So check him out. Ron, you got anything for us before we get out of here?
Yeah, just what you said, man. Give me a follow at Wrestling with Ronzilla on TikTok.
All right, guys. See you in the next one. Thank you, Ron.